In the past year or so, I find it harder and harder finding a book in any genre that I would finish all the way through, or even go through like a quarter of it. And it makes me wonder, like, I was thinking how maybe 20, 30 years ago, reading a book, look at this thick book. This book is in Russian. It's called The Big Book of Wisdom. And that's what it says here. And it's compilations of different quotes from different classical people that everybody kind of knows, and they're just their wisdom, their thoughts and ideas. And I couldn't read this. Even this book, I couldn't read because you read one person became successful because they did one thing, and another person who's super famous too, they did a completely different thing. So they had a completely different view on how they went about the same thing, whether it was work, marriage. They had completely opposing views, and there's a lot of that, like that. So I don't find it interesting that. Well, I did find it interesting. I found what this book taught me is that you got to do your own way. Everybody does their own way. We try to think like, oh, that person is famous or was famous, and we must do what they do. And again, it could be a poet, could be an artist, could be a politician, could be whatever, right? And they all have different views on the same thing. It's a little bit annoying. There's no one direct thing to do to achieve success or health or happiness, the things that we all want. But I was thinking, in the past 20, 30 years, how we consume information, how we learn has completely changed. 20, 30 years ago, maybe books, and I guess documentaries were already there, but the idea of like, if you read a book, you're an intellectual, you're a wise person. But it kind of is changing, right? Like there's podcasts of authors of books, and they leave out all the fluff that they wrote in the book. And some people like the fluff because it builds a better visualization of a certain world, of a story. But we all have different ways of, even like one person reading this book is going to remember facts. Another person read the same book, the same story, is going to remember certain emotions between like the characters. It's almost like, is there a saying? I don't know if there's a saying, like when people taste not the same apple, but it tastes different to them. I don't know. There has to be a saying of that sort. But it's the same with the book. It's the same with listening to a podcast. It's the same to listening to an audiobook of this version of the book. But 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, a book, maybe 100 years ago, way less people wrote books and way less people read books. So that's a bit different. But in the world right now, where everybody has access to information, reading a book, how many books you read, does not necessarily define you as like an intellectual, as a wise person. You can read a ton of books and it's just information, right? And maybe everybody knows that, but I'm just trying to grasp why is it that I have a hard time finding a book that I like. Everything feels like there's too many words. This book is great, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, because you can literally just read, and it's so complicated in this quotes. There's like 150 quotes probably, the main sentences. And then the rest of the book is someone kind of describing that sentence. But this dude wrote it like 2,000 years ago or something, or even more. And he completely described the practice of yoga, meditation, and the whole purpose of life and why we're here. And it's hard to grasp if you read the first time, but it's interesting. But then there's a book like on hunting. why I can't finish this book is because I feel like, damn, I just need the type of learner that I am. I can't just read a book. I need a, and it's the same with the flight book that I want to do, my pilot's license eventually. I've been going through this book, like it's so like it's ripping apart already, but I need to, the type of learner that I am, I need to learn, I need to physically do stuff. If I stop reading books, which a little bit feels like a shock, right? Am I gonna be dumb, not intellectual, not wise, whatever those things mean? But then I thought, like, no, the way people consume information now has completely changed. And that's not just the type of learner that I am right now. Maybe right now I'm supposed to make more videos and share whatever was in my head, all the accumulation, you know? So if you're in this situation where you can't read a book, but you're like, oh my gosh, I need to read books so I can be smart. Nuh-uh. Watch a YouTube video, listen to a podcast, audiobook. I can't do books either. I find them too long and they're too drawn out. So I'm just gonna stop panicking that I can't find a book that I fully like and enjoy, even though I sometimes go on bookoutlet.ca and Amazon. Bookoutlet.ca is a great resource if you're in Canada. They sell like these books that might have like a little mark on them, but they're like half the cost or even more. So I'm not gonna panic about not being able to find a book that I like, because it's 2025. Relax, Italy. Like, there's so many different ways that I consume information, and I can learn in so many different ways outside just reading a book. And I've never even, like, I'm making it seem like I'm this like super wise intellectual person that read a ton of books before. I don't. But I would never finish a book if I didn't like it. My wife can read a book a day. I did not read so many books like she has. Like, I can barely speak English or even Russian, my mother tongue. Maybe I should read books for the sake of that. But no, we're all different type of learners, and you do you, man. And especially nowadays, you can get so much information outside of books, and you can be still smart and okay in life. Alrighty, yo. I hope there's like some value in this video. I tried creating this like nice, beautiful setting for it too. I almost lit candles for this video for you. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Actually, no, one final thought, okay? Before I go. The whole purpose of this Italian meditation YouTube channel and my ultimate desire in life is to be as random as possible. I'm gonna talk about homeschooling our kids. I'm gonna talk about motorcycles. I'm gonna talk about running. I'm gonna talk about working out. I'm gonna do travel videos. I'm gonna eat banana on the video. My desire and goal is to be as random as possible, but to provide value to as many people as I can. I want to live, that's my ultimate desire in life. I want to live as random as possible, do whatever I want, but it has to be of benefit to as many people as possible. That's my desire and goal in life as of right now. So, there.